Hello. Here with another message. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, this message is going to be something titled, I guess, your pain is connected to others. Your pain is connected to others. I hope y'all can hear me. I do have like a lo-fi music in the background. I try to have something relaxing in the background when I'm talking. But anyway, as always, I have to be transparent when I talk, because in order for me to be me, I need to be truthful with everything. And with what I'm talking about is going to direct me to everything else to help y'all with some things. So, transparent moment. So, due to who I am and the things that I have to go through in order to transition to this next level, as I've told you before in my other videos, I have both spirits, the good and bad, just like everyone else, but I am the judge. So that means that I make the judgment on if a person is good or bad, okay? Now, for me, I am more godly than the other side. Even though it's like an even alignment, I choose to operate more on the godly side. But in my journey, I'm going to have to acknowledge both sides. So it's going to be very awkward for people at times because they're going to start seeing a lot of seductive stuff and things like that. But I have to pull it to the forefront because in order to heal people, you can't just heal people in the church. Like, everybody's not going to walk into the church doors. You got to go where the people are at. So I don't care if it's like if at a liquor store or a club or at a drug house, at a strip club, wherever my spirit needs to go to help heal, I'm going to be there. That's it. So in order for me to get to those people, I have to relate with them. So I have to find videos. I have to have messages that to relate to everyone so that they can understand where they're at, and then I can help lead them to where they need to be. That's the journey. So if you see some videos where people is half naked and a lot of cursing, I understand it's going to be very uncomfortable. But that's the problem in this world. We are so comfortable in our current situations, and man, why things ain't working out, we have to get uncomfortable to understand what comfort really it feels like. But anyway, so back to my transparent moment. So the other day, I started posting videos, some uplifting things and stuff, but I am at this point where there's judgment over some people's heads. And I'm not going to keep talking about who they are. Go in my other videos and you'll know who the leader is, but there are people that's underneath this leader that has judgment over their head. And at the time, it was easy for me to place that judgment, and I was like starting to put videos, but then I started putting information about people that, how can I say, I gotta be real, about people that passed away. There was some people that passed away and they're about to get their vindication, point blank simple. And I started posting stuff about it. And at the time, it felt amazing. I was like, yes, these people getting vindicated. Yes, and these people, I'm putting this information out here, and this person did this stuff to me or whatever. Yes. Before I knew it, I was like, Toya, you're operating in the other spirit. That's not godly. I had to delete the videos. Yes, I had to delete. Don't matter that I can do the judgment and I can do what the heck I want to do, but I also have to realize pain is attached to others as well. Just because I might be helping one part of the situation, I have to realize the families that's involved that's still hurting because of this situation, because they didn't get the truth at the beginning. It took years to get the truth. I have to be a nozzle of their emotions and their pain as well. Don't matter if I am the main person that can save each person's souls or whatever in this world. I still have to acknowledge that there's pain still lingering. And even though, to me, it was victory, even though it felt good that now the truth is out about these people, not just the ones that have been hurt, but the people that did the hurt, I still have to acknowledge that even the ones that did the hurt, they have family too. And they have people that don't know what they're up to. And that's pain as well. And the thing about it, I had to realize, like, just because a person can be bold about something and speak on something doesn't mean you have to be boastful about it. You have to realize that along the information has been received, along the judgment has been handled, that's the main thing. Because once you become to that point, you rub it in somebody's face and you jumping in somebody's face, like ha 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 type attitude, whatever, you know better than they are. So this would bring me to my next thing. That this morning, I actually had 2 other topics I want to talk about, but I'm not feeling fluent with those yet. Because when I talk, I like to be fluent. I like it to feel like a rhythm when I talk, so everything can flow. If it don't feel like it's going to flow the right way, it's not time for me to say the message. So I'm going to put those to the side. But anyway, so when it comes to posting things in this world, y'all notice that it's easy to think something, right? You can think it, you can feel it, but even if you think those thoughts, you can reject those thoughts at a later date, and nobody can do anything about it because it's your thoughts. But in this social media world, now when you post something, it's there forever. And then the thing about it is, if you don't delete it in time, and somebody see it, they can copy it and take a picture of it and hold it. And a lot of times, some people don't even utilize that message right then and there. They'll wait until you are at an all-time high. Excuse for the glare. They'll wait till you at an all-time high and then use that post against you. That's how this world operates. It's crazy how we have these emotions and feelings, and we should be able to speak our truth, speak how we feel. But the same words we use to express ourselves to show that we're human is the same thing that people use against us at a later date. But then when the ball is back in their court and they don't want nobody to sit back and steal the ball from them, they're mad. That's why I said pain is connected to others. So even though you can be talking about, let's say, relationships. How many times y'all go on like Facebook and all that, and your man or your girl did something wrong? What you do? You're pissed. And what you do? You don't think about it. You act on it. So what you do? You go on social media and start telling people, I don't even care about that girl. I don't care about that dude. Him and their family. They don't need to be doing this and they doing that. They doing this. And we get so caught up putting that information out there. But the problem is you didn't think about it. Same for me. I didn't think about it. I just went off to my first emotion and first feeling. And that's how I felt. And I was like, man, I gotta put this out here. And I'm over here laughing. I ain't gonna lie, I was doing the Joker laugh. I was like in my Joker laugh phase. I was like, ha ha ha. And I was realizing, I was like, later on, I was like, that's not right. Because after that high moment came down, I had to check myself. I was like, oh snap, that is so wrong. Why did I do that? Now the world does still have that information. But the crazy thing is I acknowledge it, so y'all can't use it against me at a later date. I know how y'all operate. So anyway, back to my story. So with that being said, when y'all post these things, I'm going to use Facebook because that's really the only thing I really ever got into. So on Facebook, as we know, you can go on it. You can scroll. You can scroll just like anything else. It's family, it's friends, it's acquaintance, it's associates, it's enemies. It's a little bit of everything up there. And you sit there and you scroll through. You see some things you like. You'll click on it. Like, oh, that's cute. Let me click and stuff. And then before you know it, sometimes you start noticing that people talking about their relationships. They're talking about what they're going through. Oh, I'm going through like this happening, that happening. And then later on, you're talking about you want to break up with this person. 2 days later, you're saying, oh, I'm in love, or yo, like me and her, we good, or whatever. But that's on your timeline. It's stuck. Now you're going through again, and now everything's good, and then you're going right back. Now you disrespecting your mama, cousins, and them. And stuff, you saying some hateful stuff about other people. And what's so crazy is now you're putting your life, you're telling your whole story on the internet. And then what happens is you get back and then you'll be like, why folks all up in my business for? Why you in my business? Why you always in my business? I'm tired of this. Why y'all in my business for? Because every time I turn around, you always looking at me. Why you keep looking at me for? Well, and this goes for all races, okay? I know all I can do is associate with who I am. So when you see me do stuff, I associate with who I am, okay? But we all have the same love language. It's just a different form. So let's go there. But anyway, so that's how y'all do. Why y'all up in my business? Every time I turn around, y'all in my business. Y'all want to know why this chick always up there knowing everything I do. This chick always know everything that's going on in my life. Well, you told the world what was going on. See, people can put things together. All they have to do is when you post something, click on that post and then scroll through your whole life. And they know everything about you because you put everything out there. There's no mystery to you. It's just wide open. It's just like your legs caught wide open or your dick sticking up. It's all out there in the forefront. We just waiting for you to bust. I'm sorry. Oh, God. Sorry way I talk, but this is me, okay? I'm going to be me all day. We are grown. We're adults. And for the kids, y'all need to find a way to break certain things down to talk to them about it, okay? Not all my messages are going to be easier for the kids to hear. And I got to be real with that as well. All right? I'm talking to the adults right now. Because we got to lead by example. So anyway. So yeah, y'all just ready to bust. And the thing about it is y'all not realizing that you have to think before you act. Because think about it. You sitting there talking about your relationships, right? And you talking about, oh my God, my man do this and my man do that. My man's. Or you talk about your girl. And the thing about it, now you open that door for other people to be curious too. How many y'all, okay, we're going to get off of social media and get onto something else real quick and then we're going to roll back. Okay, one thing about me, when it came to something sexual, if I'm with the dude, I would never tell. That is something I won't do. Now, in my journey in this way, I have to tell one detail, but we ain't going to talk about it just yet. But that would be something for the world to have to understand. But as of getting to the D's about exactly every single thing this dude do, why y'all do that? Why? Do you know that you put a picture in their head? So every time they see your dude, they're thinking about what your dude does and thinking about themselves in that position. And then you wonder why your friends over here flirting with the guy you with, because the guy they with ain't doing what your dude is doing. Vice versa, fellas, same thing. When it comes to the females, y'all sit back and tell all the D's on how she good and she can do this and she can do that because you want a bragging rights. Ain't that what it is? You just bragged her into somebody else's bed. You just took the sheets off and just here, take it. What's up with everybody want to brag about every single thing? I understand we need to be, it's crazy. We don't brag too much about the good, but we'll sure brag about the bad. When something's horrible going on, we'll throw all of that information out in the world. We'll talk about it, not realizing you hurting your kids. Like, do y'all know when y'all say all this hateful stuff to people, you're hurting your kids? Now, let me roll back a little bit. If it's something to help fix the world, if it's something to help to fix the community, if it's something to help to better our livelihoods, then that's when you stand up and put that information out. But if it's about your personal relationships and ways where, let me pull back. My brain is going on a little roll here. Give me a minute. There's two sides to this story. So right now, I can see two things. I'm looking at how things is on social media. And then I'm thinking about music. Basically, they're the same. The only thing different is one is being used for growth, where it can help grow. It's like you're telling your life story. Okay, let's look at it like this. When it comes to music, because I gotta be truthful on everything. So when it comes to music, there is a way we have to be open. and let people understand about our lives and what we go through in our lives and how we feel about things in our lives, because music helps people to relate and people to understand. Once you put your life out there in the public eye for something like that, that's different, because you're growing through your process. You're growing through the trials and tribulations you're going through. But when you do social media, that's not really a growth. It's a stagnant situation. You're just wanting to vent. You just want to put yourself out there, but you're not healed in a way where it can help you to grow. That's the difference. So hopefully I can explain this in a better way. Let's picture social media as the spiritual side of you and music as the reality side of you. In the reality, we understand that we go through emotions, we go through feelings, and we have to express it the best way we can. We have to express it because that's the only way we can heal. So with the reality, using music, the beat, the rhythm, the bass, whatever instrument that is used, or the voice, the sound, even if you're rapping, singing, or however, humming, it's a healing. It's a frequency that helps to heal, because there's flows. So even if you listen to one person and then you go to a different genre or whatever, there's a flow. There's something to help heal you through that process, or at least resonate with you, so you can see what you can understand what you cannot see. I hope that, okay, I think that was simplified enough. Excuse me. Now, social media, we're going to look at that as the soul, the spirit within you. That's a part that shows you're not healed yet. Because once you put the information on it, you're showing your pain. You're showing your hurt. You're showing people, even if you're happy, you're showing all those emotions. But the thing about it is, if you don't understand your source, then the information you put out there can be used against you at a later date. And now you're back in the process of trying to repair the pieces that was broken. So we're going to look at the social media as a glass, right? So the glass has cracks in it, right? Glass has cracks. And once you put the information out there, you're feeling like you're healing yourself, because you're allowing people to understand your pain or your happiness or whatever. So now you're putting glue to the pieces to make sure they seal, so the cracks don't, expand. But what happens is, once that glass, now your glass is starting to look like it's sealed up tight, everything's fine, so now you're happy. But when you're happy, there's someone that remember the cracks you had, and they repost what you said, or they throw back at you what you said. Now the cracks that you thought was fully healed start to crack again. So what I'm trying to say is this, excuse me. Before you post things, take a breather, take a moment, go within, right? Go within and pray. Talk to God about whatever pain you're feeling at that moment. Talk to God about what's going on with you. And then give yourself a moment to think, to feel, to understand the emotions, so that if you do go and post something, you know that no one can use it against you. I'm not saying you can't say what you want to say, but just be confident that what you say cannot be used against you. Think about music. When people post music, they post their feelings. People can't use that against them, because people relate to it. Too many people can relate at that moment. They know that's just a feeling that they was going through, and they was expressing it. And now they have people that can relate. When you post your stuff on social media, people cannot relate to it. They cannot. They cannot resonate to it. They'll see it, but they can't resonate to it. So it's basically you against the world. When in the music form, it's the world against the issue. So it's you against it. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave it like that. There's a difference. So always remember that before you post something, unless it's for changing the world to help pull out the crazy stuff that's going on, so we can get to a place where we can acknowledge and make major changes. Other than that, when it comes to your personal lives, be mindful. Because once you post something, you're hurting your kids, you're hurting your family, you're hurting yourself. Because when you sit back and be like, I don't care, man, I really don't even care about it. Then why are you talking about it? Why are you posting it? Why are you putting that information? Because I am not going to be talking about something that I do not care about. Why am I entertaining fake mess? Why am I entertaining stuff that doesn't resonate with me? Why am I even watching or paying attention to something? It's like no different than now. Prime example, I be on YouTube and I sit back and I watch how the people that are doing hateful stuff to me, how things are happening in their lives. I can literally sit there and watch it. But it's like I'll click on stuff, and then before I'm like, I don't need to see what happens to you to know something gonna happen to you. I don't need to know what your life going through to know something gonna happen. Like, why do I need to entertain that? Along the judgment has been made, it's if I could sleep, wipe my hands, it's a done deal. Like, while I'm looking back, it's no different than music. I used to listen to certain music and certain things, but if my spirit's not in that alignment, why am I even acknowledging it? It's like if it's saying something negative, it says something negative about relationships or something, I get out of it. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's just like when I listen to Pandora and I play music. If there's like a love song that sounds like they about to break up, dislike, we don't need that energy. I'm not even gonna entertain it. I'm not even gonna entertain that type of energy. That's how I look at life. So you have to start looking at life that way. If you really don't care, then don't acknowledge it. Let it go and move on. Push forward. That's that. But once you start posting it and stuff, you gotta realize the internet is a book, right? Right. Why are you giving your story out for free? Why are you giving your story out for free? I'm going to say this again. Why are you giving your story out for free? You tell me you went through all of that pain, the trials, the tribulations, just to give it out freely so people can critique it and manipulate it and talk trash about it? If you're going to talk trash about it, I'll make sure I'm getting paid for it. I'm just saying. Let's make it make sense. I've been on Facebook for years. Y'all don't know nothing about me. You might see a picture here, picture there, but it's nothing but motivational. But to my personal life, y'all don't know nothing about me. Nothing. Nobody does. I knew what I was doing. My entire life. I knew what I was doing. When social media first came out, I knew what I was doing. Matter of fact, what is it? My background said I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. No, it's not that. All things are possible. Something like that. I put the plug in before the plug was even was available. That's something. Go look at all my go look at all the pictures I put up. Just go look. Before I even knew who I was confident in who I was. Even in my pain. Even in my trials and tribulations. I was already confident in who I was before I knew who I was. I put that frequency out there from the get-go. I always did that. Ever since I was a kid. I always put the frequency out there that I was going to stay on. Didn't care what people said, what people thought, and how folks looked at me. I always played by my own rhythm. I just let people think that they was... I just used to let people think that they was the one that was controlling it. I had that mind state as a kid. So, all I'm saying is this. It's okay to vent. It's okay to express. It's okay to allow folks to see how you feel. But if you cannot go directly to the person that you're feeling this way about, you're wasting time. You're wasting time. Because all you're doing is bringing chaos into your life. See, we are already ordained trials and tribulations into our life. But what's so crazy is you might post and went through 5 trials and tribulations, but you threw 100 on top of that. Because for every action, there's a reaction. So when there's something going on in your life, don't add more trials and tribulations to it. Because that's an energy. Energy is energy, no matter if it's good or bad. So say, for example, you're sitting there, you harassing some, let's keep it simple, a girl. Because as females, this is what females do. It's something easy. Dude pisses you off. You call him probably 20 or 30 times in a row. He ain't responding. So what you do? Get on social media. Now you telling all your business about how he ain't a good this and how he ain't a good that. Well, you knew he wasn't all of that before you called him on the first time. Now you posting that information. But who look like Boo Boo the Fool? Is it him or you? Because now you telling everybody how bad and crazy this person is, but you're the one still with them. Then 2 weeks later, you back together like nothing ever happened. Now, how that makes sense? But then you get mad with people in your business, but you putting your business out there. But at the end of the day, your business that they don't even be out there in the first place, because you should have been checking yourself before you kept wrecking yourself. Same thing over dudes, because there are dudes that will harass you 20, 30 times. I know. That's just like friends. Y'all ever notice that when your friends get mad, they tell you how they truly feel about you? How many times y'all sit back and y'all ha ha he he, and then when they get mad, that's why your hair look jacked up, you look ugly, look your man, and look at your house, this and this and that. And then y'all back friends again. Ain't amazing? But if you would have went to the source within you, excuse me about that. If you would have went to the source within you and talked to God, God would direct you to the right people, the right situations, and the right stuff. Excuse me. But social media is your God. Oh. Y'all think y'all gonna get the answers y'all want from social media because you need somebody on your side. When the spirit that's on your side, you ignoring. So it's time for a change, man. It's time for a change. Stop being scared of God. Don't care if you don't believe in God or not. Just talk to the spirit and pretend it's yourself. Do what you got. Psych yourself out. I don't care. Psych yourself out. Say self, self, what? We got a problem. Figure it out. I don't care how you, this is the thing. I don't care how you figure, like, how you look at it. I don't care if you look at the spirit as a soda or some chips. You better drink and eat it all day long to get to where you need to get at. And I'm not saying like actual chips and drink, but I'm just saying, excuse me, find a way. Find a way to connect back to your source. Because this source here, don't throw stuff back at you. This source here listens to you. This source here give you good advice. This source here is not going to tell you to go run down to somebody's house and beat them up. Why do y'all do that? You with a dude. You with a guy, right? He go over to somebody else's house. You find out. Now you over there fighting the girl. And he just watching. He ain't even breaking it up. He watching. I'm like this. Once you walk out that door, don't come back no more. I am so serious. I would drop somebody so fast. My silent game is killer. I can talk when I want to, but when I get quiet, oh my God, that my silence is so loud. It is so loud. I tell people in a heartbeat, you screw me over, I'm going to do you right the first time. You screw me over, you ain't going to hear nothing else from me ever again. Ever. The only way, unless I got kids with you, and even with that, you ain't going to hardly get nothing out of me. Like, I do what I got to do, you do what you got to do, and that's it. I ain't holding no conversations. And oh God, and not even just that, my eyes, y'all know how they do the little blurry stuff on stuff? I will look at you and can't see you at all. I will picture you not in front of me. I don't care if you like this, I can't see you. I I would tone everything out. That's my gift. I would tone everything out. I do not entertain negative energy. And that's how y'all need to get. Stop telling folks your business. Stop putting it out there. That goes for everyone in the world. Stop putting it out there. Like, social media was supposed to be to bring people together. But all it did was break up marriages, break up relationships, break up families, hurt kids. That's all it's done. That's it. Y'all don't even connect with your family. It's crazy. Y'all will get on this social media and talk to your family, but your family right down the street won't even go see them. You won't even pick up the phone. Like, how many of y'all, if y'all go into y'all phone, how much talk time do y'all have compared to text time? How much talk time do y'all have compared to text time? Everybody texting. Excuse me. But that texting is just another emotionless thing. Because when you text a person, you really don't know what a person's true emotions are. So when a person talks, they're gonna read it based off of what they feel about you. Ain't that the kicker? It ain't something like you can say, hey, how you doing? In their head, if they have some negative kind of like thought about you, they're gonna take it as disrespect. Or they're gonna take it as something else. Because with text messages, it doesn't have a source. So the only source you have is within yourself of what you think and feel about this person personally. So anytime they say something to you, you only going off on the emotion you feel about the true emotion, how you feel about them. Yeah, I know that. It ain't even so much they did anything wrong. But it checks your spirit. That's the crazy thing. Text messaging checks your spirit and you don't even realize it. It tells you exactly how you truly feel about that person. All you gotta do today, text somebody and have a conversation with them. And when you read the message, ask yourself what emotion you feel when they text you. Excuse me. If you start feeling like anger and all of that, you might need to check your relationship with that person and check yourself to see if you really like that person to be in your existence. That's why I'd rather talk to people on the phone. I'll be honest, I don't like talking like that much anyway. But if I do, I'd rather do on the phone because I can ask what I want to ask, say what I want to say all at one point. And we ain't got to sit back and wait hours before I get a response. Because how many of y'all get mad if you don't get a response in a certain time frame? Like, you the one text me and now all of a sudden you gonna ghost. Like, really? Really? we know how they go. We all been there. And then what happens? Say, for example, they probably had to go do something real quick. Now you got 1,000 things running in your head. Oh, they might be out there with that girl. They may be out there with that dude. They're doing this. They doing that. And then by the time they text you back, and they could have said, oh, I had to do something for my mother. And all of a sudden, you got all these emotions, and you got to make sure which is the right one to respond back to or respond back with. But a lot of times y'all don't think, so y'all act. Why it take you so long? Why you do this and that? He just said he had to do something for his mama. Why you mad for? Why you can't accept that? I thought you trusted him. Oh, sound alarm. She never did. Check yourselves. You gotta check yourselves, man. That's for everyone. Check yourself. We're throwing so many problems out here in the world against these people, but we got to check ourselves first. Figure out what's going on within ourselves. Because, again, you can't be telling folks, oh, I'm good, but then you always writing this stuff. Or you standing on business. I'm standing on business. This person better not do nothing to me. They better not say nothing to me. Well, that's for them, not for us. We don't need to know that. Excuse me. And I hear you. Well, then why you want it for then? Why you want it if whatever? Because it's part of my purpose. Because best believe, if it wasn't, I would never have a TV. I would never have a phone. Like, I'm that cool, chill, that I can sit in peace and quiet and be just as happy. I got my own music radio station. I'm good. I got my own frequency. I'm good. If it wasn't for this purpose, I don't care if I was sitting in a cave. I would be chilling and watching the sky go up, the sun go up and down every day, and be just as happy. I'm so serious. I do not need this stuff. I do not. But because of my purpose, I have to look at a lot of stuff. I got to see a lot of stuff. Like, excuse me, like I don't need social media. It's like, prime example, yesterday, I was out. I'm in a small town. Thanksgiving tomorrow. It was so many people out last night. It looked like the whole town was at one store. Ain't never like that. But I knew what was going on. And I knew that I was being tested. But I'm not for the spotlight. Because I got my own. Why do I need y'all's spotlight when I got my own spotlight within me? That's enough. That's more than enough. I don't need to prove myself. I don't need people's acceptance. Okay. Okay. No, I don't need people's acceptance. You want to be accepted. It's like you want to be a part of the team. You want to be in the anointing. You want to be on this journey with me. That's it. But as of me going out here in this world and, hey, y'all, how y'all doing? That? Oh, heck no, that is not me. I'll walk by me like, hey, look. You know how we do. But that's it. I do not need attention. I got attention I realized I have the attention from the ones I need attention from. And that's all that matters to me. Anything else, that's just extra seasoning. And but yeah, I went to one store, then I went to another store, and then some things got triggered with me or whatnot. But not in a bad way. It was nothing bad. It was just, they testing me out. I do have a frequency with me. So they was testing my frequency and seeing, like, how I was going to respond. On the inside, yeah, I was speaking in tongues on the inside. Just let y'all know. I can control what's going on with me. I'm going to just say something. When I keep clearing my throat and stuff, I think it's part of my path, my journey when I talk to y'all. Because once I get off this thing, it doesn't happen. I don't touch my nose and I don't cough. So I think it's all part of what's going on with me. I'm still learning things, okay? But yeah, I was at another store. Everybody doing their job, and I understood. And they almost had me, but I caught myself. I thought I was doing the moonwalk yesterday. I was like, hold up, pump your brakes. But yeah, like, just because I can do certain things don't mean I have to do those things. And I'm not an attention seeker. I never had. I'm one of them types like this. I don't care if I'm in the background and I tell, like, if I know I got an idea, let's put it like this, I have an idea. I don't care if it's my idea and I gave it to a group of people, right? Even if they took the idea and said it was theirs, right? At the end of the day, it don't even bother me. Because I know that I was the source to help them get to that point. That's it. That's my congratulations. Y'all proved it. That's it. I'm cool. As long as you pay me my money. I don't care. Like, that's how I operate. But as in being in a situation where I need to stand out and let people know that I'm somebody, I don't need y'all to know. Like, I don't need people approval to know that I'm somebody. I know I am somebody. I'm a child of God. And that's going to take me to the next message. I think I'm ready for my next message. So all I'm going to say is this. Love yourselves, okay? Love you. Find you, all right? Go to the source of the energy that's inside yourself. Whenever you're mad, sad, upset, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because you can be... There's tests that we all go through. And I'm going to prove this, because I had to learn this myself. When you say, I'm good, nothing doesn't bother me, do you know you just set yourself up for a test? So what's going to happen is the next day, out of nowhere, something going to happen to check you to see if you really feel that way. Every single day y'all open y'all mouths up. I want y'all to understand this. Every single day you open your mouth and you say that I'm good, I can do this, whatever it may be. Do you know you go through a test on that same thing the next day? Maybe that night, that's how the universe checks you. You get checked every day. So whatever you say that comes out of your mouth, be mindful. Because that test, if you don't pass that test that you just wrote up yourself, it's going to make you miss out on the blessings that's in front of you. That's how it works. I've got to the point I can tell when the test about to come up. It's a difference. It's like a test and a pop quiz. So you remember in school where a teacher give you a pop quiz, you wasn't prepared for it? That's what it's going to feel like when you're not aligned and connected to that spirit. It's going to feel like a pop quiz. You're going to be like, what? I didn't know there was a test. Well, why would you study? What's the material? What are we supposed to talk about? But when you are aligned with God, you know what the question is going to be on that test when it happens. So like for yesterday, I knew I was going to be tested. I already knew. And I passed. So be mindful of what you say, because you're not just hurting yourself. You are hurting anyone that's attached to you. Don't care what pain you feeling at that moment. When you post things, it does hurt others. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to let it go. Okay. In this world, when it comes to taking a stand in this world, that's like Martin Luther King. I'm going to stick with just Martin Luther King. You want to just stick there. I think that's more powerful enough. Like Martin Luther King. Do you think it was easy for him to jump out and say the stuff that he said to go against the things that was going on in the world? Don't you think he got backlash at the beginning before people knew what was the truth and what was really going on? But they don't talk about that part. They only talk about the end when you see all the people lined up. But just think about how many slaps in the face he received before the truth became the reality. So, for anyone out there that may be judging someone for standing up to the world, just know it wasn't an easy task. But long God is happy. You should be too. Be thankful that you have a person that's connected to you, that is strong enough to stand up for you, that loves you, that appreciates you. And not just you, but others in the world. This task is not easy at all, but we make it look easy. Until you step into those shoes, just tie yours up and just thank God you didn't get tripped on the shoestrings they had to get tripped on. So, with that being said, forgive, let go, release, and push forward. Because magic is about to happen. Y'all have a blessed day.